Dear Mr. General Secretary, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, dear Mr. General Secretary, allow me to welcome you to Azerbaijan again. Welcome to our country. Your visit is of great importance for the development of Vietnamese-Azerbaijani relations. I am sure that the results of the visit will be successful and the agreements reached will translate into concrete projects. Among the documents signed today, I would like to specifically mention the joint declaration on a strategic partnership between Azerbaijan and Vietnam. This is a very serious political document. In fact, it is a document that will elevate Vietnamese-Azerbaijani relations to a higher level. I am convinced that these high-level relations will play a very important role in our bilateral cooperation in the future. As you can see, the documents signed today cover a number of areas. The negotiations we held and the agreements reached today give reason to say that we have taken a very serious step in the direction of mutual cooperation. The signing of these documents within the framework of the state visit of the General Secretary of the Communist Party of Vietnam to Azerbaijan certainly enhances their importance even more. As a result of our joint efforts, there is a very serious potential for cooperation in trade, economy, culture, education, energy, transport, and other areas. Issues related to these and other areas were extensively discussed today. The documents signed in the energy sector and, in general, the discussions we have held give reason to say that we will further expand our cooperation in this area in the near future. Today, this cooperation exists and is carried out mostly in the form of trade cooperation. However, issues related mutual investment were also discussed. We talked about investments by Vietnamese companies in Azerbaijan and the Azerbaijani Oil Company in Vietnam, and instructions were given for relevant agencies to take concrete steps regarding these issues. The upcoming meeting of the Intergovernmental Commission will further accelerate possible cooperation in these and other areas. The Commission has not met for many years, and the issue of convening a meeting of the Commission soon has been resolved on the basis of the agreement reached. Unfortunately, the dynamics of trade in the economic and trade sectors depends on Azerbaijan's oil sales to Vietnam. When oil sales are high, trade increases, and when they drop, it decreases too. Of course, we would like to see our trade become more balanced. And to achieve this, information exchange is necessary, of course. What projects are implemented in our countries, what investment opportunities there are, what rules, legislative framework, tax administration, there are all these issues should be clear to business circles. If this is the case, I am sure that trade will not depend on the oil factor alone. Today, we also exchanged views on the production of renewable energy. I told our distinguished guest that Azerbaijan has ample opportunities and potential in this area. The signed contracts will provide us with 6,500 megawatts of new and clean energy capacity in 5 years. We have invited Vietnamese companies to invest. I also stated that the Azerbaijani side is ready to invest in renewable energy in Vietnam. There are great prospects in the defense industry. This sector is sufficiently developed in both countries. Here, too, joining efforts, creating joint ventures, and mutual cooperation can be beneficial. Our joint activities in international organizations are also very reassuring. Vietnam seriously supported Azerbaijan in the UN Security Council several years ago, and we are grateful for that. We are also working together within the framework of the non-aligned movement. Azerbaijan chaired this institution for 4 years and left a very good mark. Today, the activity of the non-aligned movement as an even more robust institution is in the interest of both countries. Today, we also exchanged views on international law, and there is no disagreement here either. All issues should be resolved on the basis of the territorial integrity, sovereignty and inviolability of borders of countries. That is within the framework of international law. All controversial issues should be resolved through negotiations and peacefully. In other words, during our discussions on many fronts today, we see that there are no differences of opinion. On the contrary, we almost speak from a unified position. There are many similarities in our views. Although the distance between us is quite large, we also talked about the transport infrastructure projects that connect us. We can encourage mutual trade through both the north-south and east-west transport corridors. In a nutshell, I am sure that the visit will yield very good results. This is the first time that our esteemed guest has visited Azerbaijan. Although the visit is short in terms of time, it is quite rich in terms of content. Today, our work will be continued. Tomorrow, the esteemed General Secretary's visit will be continued as well. I am sure that he will return to his homeland from Azerbaijan with the most pleasant impressions. Welcome again, esteemed Mr. General Secretary. I wish you and all our Vietnamese comrades continued success, good health and happiness.
Sizə və bütün Vyetnamlı yoldaşlarımıza yeni uğurlar arzulayıram, can sağlığı, xoşbəxtlik arzulayıram. Sağ olun.